excited. We've been working all off season, and this is day one. This is exciting, and we're looking forward to it. Like you said, we got a lot of people coming back, but we have a lot of new guys coming in, and they've worked really hard, and we're looking forward to the season.
Being a part of that rotation, how much confidence do you guys have on the mound with all the returners back?
Oh yeah, we're confident. Guys have gone out there and proved that they can get it done, and that's important. Especially being in the defense behind them, having confidence in your pitcher. That's the first thing. Pitching starts it all, and we got a lot of guys that will go out there and throw strikes and get out. So that's fun.
You were a huge piece on offense and defense last year, pitching. You think about Nicholls State, Michigan State, all of it. You were a big part of that late season run. Does that kind of motivate you a little bit, or does that kind of put a little bit of pressure on you personally heading into the season?
I wouldn't say it puts pressure. I would say it's motivating. I always looking to get better, but as a team, we really kind of earned our stripes there at the end of the season, and we kind of figured ourselves out on who we want to be as a team. And I would say taking that into this year, all the guys coming back, we're going to use that as motivation. So
got a little preseason recognition with the All-American honor. How much does that mean to you, and how does that spark your motivation going into this season?
It was cool to see, but as preseason goes, it doesn't say much. You gotta win it at the end of the season. That's what counts. So, it's fun to see, but it's got to happen at the end of the season for me to really get excited about it. So.
Jake, you don't see a lot of guys in your role, the utility guy, around the country. Do you recognize and realize how special of a role that is? What you do?
I'm just lucky that I have a great head coach in Coach Erstad that believes in me enough to be able to do that. A lot of people wouldn't believe in a guy who's not throwing too hard, but he believes in me, and I take that out there, and I just use it to my advantage, and I appreciate it. It's a dream come true to do both, because it sucks to stop one or the other, and I love doing both. So
being one of the older guys now, does that feel weird to you, or not really?
It's definitely weird. You blink your eye and you're a junior now, but it's fun. It's fun seeing the older guys as a freshman, how they reacted, and kind of taking that into fact now and using that to your advantage now. It's awesome. It's fun being a junior, looking at the freshmen and younger guys and kind of helping them out.
Who were some of those upperclassmen that you learned from last year as far as the leadership role that you're looking to step into this year?
I wouldn't. I would start off with a guy by the name of Blake Headley. He was an awesome leader for me, especially as a freshman. He welcomed me in. Jake Polacek, he's awesome. He was awesome. He welcomed us in. But all those guys, Christian Cox, all the guys. Both the last 2 years. Everybody was awesome.
Jake, this pitching staff, sometimes you hope that you have one returning starter out of the rotation. You guys bring back all three. Safe to say that that's going to be the strength of the team this year?
I'd like to say we're strong in all aspects, but pitching, returning all three starters, that's important. We go around pitching, but it'll be fun. I'm excited.
Your work on the mound in the offseason, where did you specifically want to get better on the mound?
I would have liked to gain a little bit of velocity, but that's not very necessarily the most important thing. I just got to keep hitting my spots and doing what I do best, and that's competing.
You talk about playing both ways. Can you do that more efficiently this year? Did you learn anything from doing that last year that you'll be better at this year?
Absolutely. I learned that it takes a toll on the body, so I need to be in better shape, and I need to focus more on the pitching days. I need to know who I am as a hitter and not necessarily try and be not myself, just be myself, basically both ways. So.
With what you have returning, to get back to a regional, is that fair expectations, you think, for this team?
Yeah, I mean, we have goals as a team, and one of our goals is to host a regional, you know, and we're working now as a team every day. That's kind of our goal. Well, that's what we're working towards. So we're putting in the effort every day to make that happen.
Hey, Jake, how often, I guess, like Alex Gordon, Jabba, some of those guys, how often do you guys see them in the off season? And if so, I mean, what kind of stories do they share with you and that kind of thing? You know what I'm saying?
We don't see him a whole lot. I've seen guys like Cody Ashe, Jabba Chamberlain. I've seen them around, just kind of getting their work in, you know, and that kind of tells me, you know, guys in the big leagues are getting their work in, so we should be getting our work in, you know, if you want to get to that level. But I don't like to bother them much, you know. I don't like to talk to them, but so I really not very much.
If you could pick Alex Gordon's brain, what are a couple things that you'd want to learn from him, or that you'd want to know?
I mean, I would definitely ask him from his experience, like what was something he could go back and, you know, change, or if anything. You know, he's an unbelievable player, and I hope one day I could be nearly as good as he is. But just basically, I'd ask him, you know, what he did and what he thought was the most important thing to get him there. You know, what he could help me out with.
He's got a pretty strict diet. I don't think he's eaten hamburger in like years.
That's true.
You?
That's
Are
true.
You follow that diet?
I wouldn't say I'd follow it that strictly, but hey, if it got me to the big leagues, I might have to start trying. You know.
Jake, when you got here, did you think that there would come a point at which coach would say pitch or hit, but you couldn't do both?
I thought there might be a time that might happen, but you know, I just kind of went day to day and hoped that didn't happen, and you know, kind of put my head down and worked, and it hasn't happened yet. So I'm happy about it.
The way the season ended last year, do you guys use that as motivation in any way, or do you guys kind of wipe that away and say this is a new season?
Oh, absolutely. The guys returning. I know me personally, when I look back at the season end, I have a sour taste in my mouth. You know, that's tough. You know, let alone a lot of guys might be happy about making a regional. We wanted to win, you know, and that didn't happen. Ending the year 0-2 in the Big Ten and in the regionals, that's tough, you know. And we set higher goals, higher standards here. So.
Jake then had mentioned that he remembers being nervous his first day of practice. You have a story of, you know, your first time coming out here with Coach Erstad and having to get some work in, yet dealing with those butterflies?
Oh, yeah. So my freshman year, I was on the fungo bag. That was my job as a freshman, and I was actually so nervous and so sped up that I forgot the fungo bag over at the field, and that's where it's kept, and we had practice over here. So as I started stretching, the older guys were like, "Hey, where's the fungo bag?" And I actually had to run out of practice and run back to the field, come back here, and Coach Erstad was just standing there saying, you know, just kind of like shaking his head at me. And that was the first day of practice. I'm not kidding you. It was a rough experience, but now that I look back at it, I laugh. It's pretty funny.
Coach Erstad say anything to you? He's a freshman.
Yeah, I mean, he just kind of said, you know, like, try not to let it happen again. But it was more of him laughing at me, which was kind of funny, because I was about as shook as it can be, you know, a kid can be. So.
Anything else, guys?
Thank you.
All right.